Be my baby. Mwah. Hi, Leather Rokk is here. Yes, I'm here. That was Tabby Boy. Cassie's with the other roommate. Well, how would you like to learn how to do the Gua Sha? I will show you. You probably never heard of it before. This is a Gua Sha scraper. This is ancient Asian medicine. Well, it's not medicine. It is a very special thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to demonstrate from you. This is made of jade. They can be made of quartz crystal. They can be made of other stones. They can be made of copper. They can be made of brass. You could probably buy them for made out of surgical steel. They're not always in this shape. Sometimes they have a groove that's more of a U shape in them, and sometimes they're skinnier. But one thing they all have in common is they have flat planes on them and they're thin. And if you hear them, do you hear that at all? Oh, I don't really have nails. Anyway, these are really good for several things, like draining the lymphatic system. They can help even with muscle tension. They can help with acne. The scraping actually can help unclog the pores. They have so many uses, and I want to talk to you about them, and I'm going to do a demonstration. But the first thing I'm going to do is, I think it would be a good idea for me to tie my hair back. And there, didn't have to hunt for that. And I'm also going to have to take some of this makeup off. And actually, instead of using that coconut oil, I'm going to be using Noxzema, which I really love. I'm not going to bother touching my eye makeup because there's really no need to do that. Powders that I would have as far as eyeshadows would not impact this in any way, and serves no purpose except letting me look bad for no real reason, and I don't see a point in doing that. I love Noxzema. If you're not familiar with it, if you've never tried it, and this isn't even real Noxzema, by the way, this is the Equate brand, which is sold at Rite Aids, and I think possibly also Walgreens, because Walgreens bought out Rite Aid, which is really cool if that means that they're now going to carry all the skincare that Walgreens has. When I used to live in San Francisco, there were Walgreens all over, and I used to get my Alpha Hydrox brand alpha hydroxy acid products there, and they were affordable even by my cheap standards. But this stuff smells, this is just, to me, as far as I'm concerned, identical to Noxzema. I remember I used to get this stuff at the dollar store, except it wasn't Equate brand. It was another knockoff of Noxzema, and oh my god. But unfortunately, you don't find it that cheap now. Even this knockoff stuff is still $4 something a jar, so it's not cheap, but probably cheaper than a lot of cleansers you guys can buy. One of the things I like about it, as opposed to those foaming cleansers that a lot of times will get in your hair and will prematurely fade out your hair dye, this stays put. During the rinsing process, it rinses much easier, and you don't tend to get a bunch of stuff in your hair. So I'm going to put some on. I'm going to take this foundation off. When you use the Gua Sha stone, some people who are not old enough to probably want to use a bunch of the high performance skincare that many of us want to use, they'll use facial oils. But if you use something like coconut oil and you have acne prone skin, coconut oil can be pore clogging. So you might want to use a jojoba oil or an argan oil. If you want to use oils with anti-aging properties, primrose oil is a good idea. Borage oil is another idea. I definitely want to buy primrose oil. I'm going to rub this in. I already have a pre-wet washcloth, and I love washing with washcloths because they do have a nice texture to them, and they do offer a mild form of exfoliation and make me feel really clean. And I like to use one for my face and another for my body, you know, in the shower or bath. And I like to only use them like morning and night, and then I like to wash them and start fresh, because especially when it comes to your face, you really want things to be as clean and germ free as possible. If I had time, I'd run to the sink and rinse this one more time. But you know, Noxema and its a generic equivalence is actually so clean and refreshing that even if you don't do a whole lot of rinsing, your skin still feels clean. And that menthol and that eucalyptus oil really gives your skin a deep down clean. Now there are two formulas of this. One of them is a little bit more moisturizing, but it's still not greasy. And I've used both and I like both. It's not really great for taking makeup off, and I wouldn't get it in your eye. If you have a powder eyebrow color, I imagine it would take most of it off. I'm not going to demonstrate that for you though. But see, now this has I had foundation makeup on. I had sunblock. I had all the skincare. And see, it's cleaned off. And so this is my no foundation anymore face. See, not too bad, huh? Okay, now this is how we're going to do. Well, first of all, I'm going to hang this up. I'm going to stick it here. There's all these push pins on the wall that I can hang things up. Alright, now it's really good to use some kind of skincare to do this. And I've got a box of skincare here. You can use even the oils and the lotion left over from face masks. Let me see if I have one of those open here. No, unfortunately the one that I have open is in. You know what? Let's see, what will I use? I don't know. Oh, I know where I can use. You can use jar masks. You can use anything. I will use some Yves Rocher Rich Cream. I have a little bit left over. And just put your moisturizer, your skincare, maybe a little more liberally than you normally would. Just to give, you want your skin to have a slip to it. You want it to glide, because when I do this, so I'm putting this on pretty heavy, you're going to be using a scraping motion, and so the more slippery your skin can be, probably the easier it'll be. But don't drop it on the ground, whatever you do, especially on any hard non-carpeted surface, because you don't want them to shatter. Now, there are diagrams that I suggest if you want to pursue this. The diagrams are easy to find on the internet. Just follow along with them. You always want to start at the neck, because the main benefit of this is in helping your lymphatic system drain. And if you want everything to drain, because you're going to do your whole face, you always want to start at the neck, so that as you go up, you provide like a clear, it's like kind of like unclogging a drain. You want to start at the bottom, so that if you got the toilet on the 4th floor and you flush, everything goes down, you know, with gravity and stuff. So you take flat part of this and you just scrape up. But you don't do it on like a 90-degree angle or something. You do it kind of flatter against the skin, like they say about 15-degree angle. And you don't have to do it real hard, but do it so that you feel something. And it's totally normal for your skin to look a little red right afterward, because one of the other things you're doing, you're also increasing blood circulation, which of course is good. You are opening up and helping to clean out your pores. You're relaxing your muscles. You have a lot of times, if you're a very intense person, if you're a deep thinker, and if you get in these wrinkles here, a lot of times that's because you're thinking real deep. That's why I got these wrinkles and stuff, which I probably shouldn't bring to your attention. This really helps with muscle tension. The more I research this, the more I've learned about it, the more I like it. I wish I learned about this years ago. Do this. Actually, you can go down Here, I've got kind of jewelry in the way. Start here. Really? You know. You see how it's good to have the slipperiness of the skincare? See, I didn't want to put a heavy oil on because I'm going to, this is my second video filming of the day. The sun's already up. It's 6:36 in the morning. And after I do this, I am going to wash my face and put my skincare on. And I'm probably going to have to top my skincare off with sunblock because I don't want the sun hitting me in my sleep. So scrape up with this. Then along the jawline, find the part of the Gua Sha stone that has kind of an indentation in it. This is really great for the jawline. Do it firm from the chin to the jaw, from the chin to the jaw. Some people like to do one side and then do the other just because they can actually see differences in how it tightens up the skin. This actually gives you kind of like a facelift effect. This, if you use it regularly, supposedly can reduce the look of your fine lines and wrinkles. I am pretty new to this, so I cannot speak to this effect, but if there's even a chance of that being true, why the heck wouldn't you do it? Do this if you've got your nasolabial folds, which is a name for the wrinkle, the fold that goes from mouth to, the nose to the mouth. You can use, some of these sometimes have a kind of slight point, and you could do that. You can rub them along the lip. You want to start from the center and go out. You go like from center toward here, upward, because you're thinking you don't want to pull things down because gravity already pulls you down. You're lifting up, lifting up. But it's going across the mouth. That's good. It might, I'm saying only might help with some of the fine wrinkles that eventually get on your upper lip. Some people call them smoker's lines or smoker's wrinkles. I think even if you don't smoke cigarettes but you do bong hits, when you go, that makes, wrinkles. So, I mean, that's where mine probably come from. If you had a pointier thing, that would probably be better for this. See, this seems like, I imagine this is flattening it out. Using a pressure, and it feels good. It makes me feel like I'm cleaning myself. It feels like I'm cleaning the surface of my skin. This feels calming. This feels kind of cool. It feels smooth. Now be careful when you're under the eye, but you certainly can do under the eye. You know how when you wake up in the morning and all the fluid accumulates and you get these bags? I know I do. Some mornings I look like I'm packed for a transatlantic flight. I think I inherited that from my dad. This is supposed to help breaking up the lymph fluid, allowing it to drain. And since we started at the bottom and we're making a channel for it, you can, some of these, because these have different shapes, some of them have smaller things that you can actually fit right in the eye socket. If they do, just go. See, this is why it's a good idea to just have skincare on and not makeup. I don't want to get mascara flakes in my eyes. Now, you can go over the eyelid. You want to be a little bit careful because you don't want to stretch the skin over your eyes. Any skin you stretch, as we get older, our skin loses elasticity and your skin might not bounce back, and then you get your lines and your wrinkles and you're crying the blues. So the less you stretch around your eyes, the better. If this had more of a knife shape, I think I'm going to get some more shapes of these that are a little bit sharper. You can go across here. Another benefit this can be if you tend to get ingrown hairs or filled pores on your eyebrow area. This can help to clean the sebum out of them. This also still boosts the circulation. Feel free to do this. If you have 11s You have a muscle called the corrugator muscle that contracts, and it causes these lines to form that are the bane of my existence. Now, I'm not saying the Gua Sha will really help this area. That's where you still want to use a retinoid, and if you can afford it, get the Botox, and of course the fillers and the different things. But now the Botox, you got to be careful. You don't want to get it too low, or it can actually contribute to your hooded eyelids even sagging further. And if you already got hooded eyes, that's the last thing you want. So if you're thinking about getting Botox, do get it higher up. And I still have the wrinkles, so I obviously haven't gotten it yet. I can't afford it, but I keep on hoping it's going to get less expensive as they have more and more treatments, but guess what? It's not. You see, I'm making my forehead a little bit red. I'm pretty sure that I didn't transfer makeup onto myself, but I might have. But you're scraping, and you're scraping, and you're scraping. And this feels really good, and you're breaking up those fluid accumulations, helping your lymphatic system drain. And this, unlike some of the derma rollers and different things, this doesn't break the skin, so you can actually use this every day. You can't overdose on this. You can't really hurt yourself unless you get one of these that's pointy and you poke yourself in the eye, or if you drop it and some people drop them, they can still continue to use them. Just be careful not to hurt yourself. But this is safe to use. It is, I think, a perfect adjunct to your skincare. Be a delightful nighttime ritual just before going to bed with your skincare. And I really recommend it. I forget exactly how much I paid for this. There are a lot of places sell them. You can spend a lot of money for them. I got this one from a company called Gear Best, and it's shipped from somewhere in China. But that's the Gua Sha stone. Do your research. You might want to include this in your skincare routine. It's good for people of all ages. It has a lot of health benefits, emotional benefits, muscle tension, anxiety. If you're trying to, you can play with this as a metaphysical tool also. If you have some bad habits that you want to unlearn or deal with, you can think about your self-improvement while doing this. You can talk to yourself, self-talk, positive talk, mantras. Use this in conjunction with those other things, and it may contribute to a better quality of life. And it's something I'm going to be doing from now on. So maybe now we've learned something new. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. I make 3 new videos a week for your viewing pleasure, and I'd love to have you join me on my adventures. Till then, talk to you soon. Bye.